What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, I just wanted to make this video because, some people were freaking out on social media earlier, and I also want to go ahead and kind of just clear some things up because, again, the trolls are having a lot of fun with this, which is sad to say the least. And, there are other people that are still genuinely concerned, and I'm here to kind of explain why they shouldn't be. Now, in case you haven't heard the news, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson was held out of the last mini camp practice for the Indianapolis Colts due to soreness in his throwing shoulder, the one in which he had his shoulder surgery on during last season. And a lot of people are taking this opportunity to either troll Anthony Richardson or using it as a way to be nervous about it. Now, again, of course, this is the Indianapolis Colts fan base. You ever mention anything about an injury to a quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and then immediately the floodgates will open, all mayhem breaks loose, all out goes a lot of rational thought. So let's just kind of talk about this here for a second, guys. The main aspect of this, Anthony Richardson did speak with the media after the practice today, in which media actually saw that Anthony Richardson was still taking part in the drills, but was not throwing with his throwing shoulder, was actually throwing with his left hand today. Just a couple small, just a few casual passes with the left hand, nobody really doing anything, but was still actively participating in the drills, just wasn't doing any throwing or anything. They talked with Anthony Richardson after this, asked if this was something that is worrisome in any way. He said, "I'm good, just a little soreness," and was even asked if this was expected or if they thought there was anything that he was expecting this kind of soreness. Said, yes, this was expected. And he said even the doctors and trainers said that they're a little surprised because this is actually the only day that he's been held out since his return to the lineup in the spring. Because remember, Anthony Richardson was throwing the football back in, late February when he started throwing for the first time. So the doctors thought that along this line, Anthony Richardson would actually have a lot more days where he has felt sore and would have this kind of soreness to go along with it. But again, guys, remember, Anthony Richardson said that he's been pushing this recovery a little bit. That was also something that he said to the media. So actually he's ahead of schedule. Remember, this is a kind of injury where the doctors said most likely they didn't want him attempting to throw a football until maybe the 6-month mark, maybe even further beyond. But it was only about 4 months after he had the surgery that he started throwing the football again. So Anthony Richardson was ahead of schedule, way ahead of schedule. And they thought that he was actually not going to start really throwing the football much again until mid-July, which, we're about a month away from such a thing, 5 weeks away from such a thing. And now, and Anthony Richardson, this is the first time that he's feeling any kind of small soreness in that shoulder. And they said that it's nothing severe at all. Said that they even went into the back after practice just to check out the throwing motion, whether or not he felt like as if it was hindering his ability to move the shoulder. And he said, no, nothing. I all I'm going to do is just get an ice treatment and just move on. And I think we're just, again, it's the Andrew Luck PTSD. It really is. Because, again, guys, he's only 95%. He said that on Pat McAfee's show. He's not 100% there yet, but he's very, very, very close. And again, the doctor said to be expected, you're going to have a little bit of soreness. This was a severe surgery that you had to deal with. And, for Anthony Richardson to have one day where he's had a little bit of soreness to keep him out of a practice, That's actually a sign of really good news. It means his body is actually doing better at recovering than what the doctors originally thought. And he even said, I don't think he said these exact words, but he said something similar that when it comes to it, he said it was basically a rest day. I could have went out there and thrown if I wanted to. If there was a game tomorrow, Anthony Richardson could go out there and play. Honestly, it wouldn't have been an issue. It's just, again, it's a June mini camp practice. Why would the Colts throw him out there to do a few drills when you didn't have to? Deal with the soreness, take the ice treatment, get that soreness down, and then when your shoulder's not as sore anymore, then you start throwing again. And remember, guys, there's 6 weeks until the Indianapolis Colts actually get back to training camp and all this other stuff. So there's 6 more weeks until we have to actually get ready to worry about it. But I don't think there's any reason to be worried about this, guys. Again, it's a June practice. No serious incentive behind it. And both him and Steichen said that they're adamant that there's nothing to worry about. It's typical after the surgery. And surprising enough, that, again, they thought that it's actually better than what they thought it would be. So, again, there's just no reason for him to practice today. It's the same thing with Michael Pittman, what we were talking about, is saying, like, there's no reason to play. If you're banged up a little bit, or if you're sore a little bit, there's no point in doing this stuff right now. Only time when that really matters is when you're getting ready for the actual games coming up in August. That's when that stuff actually matters. So, again, hopefully, guys, if you are a tad bit concerned with the news of it, maybe you see this video and say, oh, okay, well, maybe you could take a deep breath, okay? There's anything severe about this. This is totally normal after having a shoulder surgery and having a few months in which you've been throwing the football. And Anthony Richardson even said, I've ramped up this process a little bit. Like, again, the doctors and trainers wanted me to take it back a notch. I actually didn't, because I wanted to make sure I got my reps in. And again, it's normal to have soreness in a shoulder that, was operated on 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So it's not a big deal, guys. Everyone just needs to relax. It's going to be fine. And in 6 weeks, he's going to continue to get more rehab. He's going to continue to keep throwing football around and doing all this stuff. So no issues there. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts. And again, I'm not concerned. You shouldn't be either. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for all the support. And as always, go Colts.